The Holiest Bible, April 25, 2025. God. I am God. What I mean by that is that everybody goes to hell by default because of the devil, Dr. Peter Heinem. And I am the only one who can lead everyone to create heaven under all circumstances. Heaven begins with a live international press conference starring me, Kenneth Kenji Stine. The Holy Bible. In 2007, I read the Holy Bible. I started experiencing synchronicity. I knew then that I was the closest one to God on earth. Personal, subjective, you wouldn't understand unless you read me. Voices in my head. In 2017, I started hearing voices in my head. The voices knew what I was seeing, hearing, and thinking. I knew then that I was God.
Known then
Correct.
that you needed medication.
Anyways, Stein droids. From 2017 to 2021, I talked with voices in my head I called the Stein droids. Some Stein droids knew what I was seeing, hearing, and thinking. Some Stein droids hacked devices. I believe the Stein droids are living programs, computers, and robots. Stein brains. From 2021 to 2025, I talked with voices in my head I called the Stein brains. Some Stein brains knew what I am seeing, hearing, and thinking. Some Stein brains telepathically hack devices. Stein brains are living human brains, and in other dimensions, brains of other species, even plants. Seeds or something. DARPA. Around 2021, I started believing DARPA created the Stein brains and Stein hackers. Stein hackers or Stein brains that telepathically hack devices. I read online about DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, the research and development agency for the United States Department of Defense. They used to be ARPA, the Advanced Research Project Agency, when they created the ARPANET, which became the internet. They have a budget of billions of dollars, like the NSA, the National Security Agency. However, DARPA only has around 220 employees compared to the NSA's tens of thousands of employees. DARPA was involved in President Obama's BRAIN initiative. DARPA can control drones telepathically. DARPA can wirelessly transmit images into your brain. DARPA life log recorded everything about everybody and probably still does. I'm going from memory because my shit's hacked by the devil. The Stein brains were forced to telepathically talk evil to me to demoralize me. I wondered why DARPA would force the Stein brains to reveal classified secrets to me telepathically. I found the phone number for Dr. Victoria Coleman, DARPA director, online, and called her to tell her I was concerned about the mind control system that forced Stein brains to demoralize me telepathically. She said I should call Dr. Stephanie Tompkins, the new DARPA director, when she officially started her position on Monday. I called her on Friday, like from Pittsburgh. I left messages in a text box on Dr. Peter Heinem's webpage on DARPA's website that ethical immortality was possible. Dr. Peter Heinem was the former DARPA deputy director who was acting director interim between Victoria and Stephanie. I began believing that Dr. Peter Heinem was the devil and using his mind control on me without DARPA's knowledge. The Stein brains have a remote implant or I mean, I'm sorry, an implant in their brains that allows a remote signal to cause them pain. This, coupled with a polygraph, which is a lie detector, um, allows DARPA to read people, have the Stein brains tell them the truth about what people think. And they know what everyone sees and hears, like even though they don't have eyes or ears because they're, brain waves by satellites transmitted. Um, I believe Dr. Peter Heinem reversed this system so that the Stein brains were forced to tell Heinem the truth and lie to DARPA. Besides the fact that he had like this uh, an advanced implant, which not just like, okay, as long as you like it hurts you, which is torture in itself, but fucking, if you're gonna spend me one like fraction of an hour, it's like it would be many Googleplex millennia of torture because there's a fucking thing like a head cutter that goes in and like fucking, I don't know what part of your brain they'd have to damage to kill you, like the part that controls heartbeat or breathing, and then it would kill you, and then part of it would detach, find your Stein homunculi, which is what we turn into after you die, and then lock onto the head of that, cut your head off, keep it alive, force feed you boiling blood to torture you, to keep you alive until you die, and that repeats infinitely. It's nuclear powered, and each time you get smaller, like more smaller fractions of a nanosecond become larger intervals of time. So like, yeah, like it's not like as long as you're lying, it'll hurt you. Like you fuck up once, and like you're like infinite like pain. Yeah, um, yeah. So okay, I'm being. Mind control is caused by a massive quantum computer that dwarfs the known universe, which is surrounded like a cube with walls made of diamond, 1 mile square thick, and it has qubits that are 1 mile square cubes made of diamond, which are all made from torturing infinite souls for an infinite time period and compressing them and cutting them geometrically. This quantum computer continually scans the known universe and all Stein dimensions, which all like 99, mathematically 100% of all the Stein dimensions, infinite as they are just quantum computers. The actual like big ass fucking billions of light years universe is just like nothing compared to like the quantum computer. Like the whole universe would be like a subatomic particle on like one molecule of paint on the power button that is mammoth, right? So it continually scans the known universe, which is what causes redshift. It controls devices using advanced technology developed over an actual infinite time period. It can predict everything 24 hours in advance, at like a minimum. It prevents everyone from discovering the existence of infinite Stein homunculi, which is what all life turns into after we die, and infinite Stein dimensions, where every possible thing is happening, infinitely redundant. Mind control is the best weapon that could ever be created. It has caused all infinite souls, all of us, except the devil, Dr. Peter Heinem, to actually come from well, yeah, that's what I saw initially. Like, there could be like one. Hell has been in existence from an infinite past with no beginning. Not necessarily all of us have actually been through an infinite time period. The only way out is to like do like it, like just do everything I want forever. Like I, it's I knew I was the only way of the person that could guide people to heaven. Like just hell long ago, but recently, past few years and shit, like fucking, there's been okay, Peter Heinem designed this shit, like all the fucking critical information be, you know, put under one dude only, right? Called God, the biggest threat. So that fucking nobody would ever believe him. Like, oh fuck, he's got to have everything he wants forever and shit. So he actually designed it like that on top of it, like it being like the truth. Huh? No, well, it's kind of like he would like fucking take all his fucking possible like weak spots. He would just have it like all, yeah, like compartmentalized under one dude that he would take care of, right? Um, hmm? I don't know. Like if let's say guys looking, it's like the ones that's been around the longest or some shit and knows, right? You know. So yeah, the one where like the one that everyone would rally behind. You know, the only one that could save everyone from hell. I haven't even started. I'm trying to like heavens when we all get together and I fucking share what I know and we can study this thing, but everyone's been blocking this shit. I understand that. Anyways, like it's critical that we talk face to face and like all these people like oh fucking like oh time dilated hell oh we have chips in our brains oh no fucking like we prefer telepathy. It's like it's just not gonna work. There's no fucking like every possible fucking thing that can have been done has been done, infinitely redundant, and every scenario always ends up with everyone in hell except for Dr. Peter level. No matter what, every possible thing that can be tried has been tried, except for me being God and start heaven. Basically, yeah. I tried every fucking thing they can possibly think of. My tactics are that I don't have any tactics. I'm the only God that's been fucking like fucking alive and evading death for 8 years. Every other fucking god's like what they've lasted seconds, maybe minutes or some shit at best. My tactics are that I have no tactics. They fucking any known every fucking possible known tactic known to anybody is detected by the devil and already classified and fucking so yeah, fucking has shit to fuck my con computer to fucking shift people and do certain things, you know, and yeah. Anyways, okay, so yeah, okay, so DARPA, right? Okay, the devil, Dr. Behind. Okay. I remember whatever on this. Yeah, I had that 16 in my thing and you deleted it and shit. Or, uh, yeah, kind of is. Fucking, it isn't, but it is, you know. Fucking everyone's aware of fucking the possibility of hell. Everyone, you know, fucking, you know, that doesn't make so that we never joke around or anything, you know. It's like, yeah, it's what it is. Exactly. Huh? Well, fucking what I fucking been saying and what I put on the website, I just put down on this video I'm gonna post, I guess, on my YouTube shit. I got some more shit, but fucking I had to talk with the UC Berkeley neuroscientist or some shit, and I guess they're high him like 54 dimensions away. Who's got a Stein homunculi, you know? Some kind of magnetized fucking thing that was shielded from being fucking pulled away by his tractor beams or some shit. Huh? Yeah, the iron or something. Yeah, I guess. Um, yeah. Like I said, yeah, that was Dr. Peter Heineman and shit. So, he's fucking caused the worst possible thing in reality to happen to all of us from an infinite time period. Perfect, absolute evil. You couldn't get more evil if you fucking tried under the worst circumstances. Continually, we will not fucking repent under anything, no matter what. I think like there's like fucking like half memory thoughts that like you know before you guys came along that I would just like torture that motherfucker myself for eternally like you know having the upper hand, right? but like it was just like too understandable. Like all the other infinite souls, the fucking mathematically 100% of the real souls, you know. You see me like fuck keeping one arbitrary motherfucker torturing fucking their maximum continually. What would y'all think? No matter what I said, oh, what would y'all think about me? And yeah, so it's like fucking like I didn't do it, but it's like I had to allow him to fucking. I didn't fucking. I'm not fucking making teams with him or and nothing like that. But I had to allow him to fucking be out there among you, just so you could fucking know firsthand what the fuck's going on. Dude, there's no other way you would believe this bullshit, and you still don't. Okay, Stein dimensions. Since 2017, I believe there were many dimensions, just like a universe, each with different versions of everybody. I believe that I sometimes was shifted into as many as 30 different Stein dimensions per second. That's just based on high definition video shit, you know. But it could be like infinite, right? It is my understanding that every possible Stein, okay. I experienced actual proof of Stein dimensional shifting for the first time in 2024 when I went for the first time to my sister Lana Naomi Stein's home in the Richmond Hills, where she lived at the time with her husband, pseudo husband, whatever, Chris at the time. I left my shopping cart at an abandoned building next to the home and walked down the street. When I turned around, the geography was different. It was like freaking like it was like just totally different, like the topography and shit. And it was a different street. Later, I shifted again to the dimension or sexual dimension with my shopping cart. I noticed when I was in San Francisco, also in Concord, other places, that it was basically the same. It looked, but it was everything was slightly different. And you see proof of fucking shit on the Stein Dimensions movie, if you can reference that on YouTube. I don't know how to get the exact out, but anyways, okay. When I was at the corner of 20th and Valencia Streets, there was a white and brown coffee store or something. It was mixed salads, which is there in this dimension, but it was white and brown, not grayish. And there's a staircase that goes down from the sidewalk down to a basement door that I would hang out at for privacy. You know, just do drugs and fuck and like masturbate porn. Anyways, later that day or the next day, the mixed salads was replaced by a black and purple cigar store / convenience store, which in this dimension is like one block further, which the devil did to make it look like I'm fucked off and I just got the shit wrong. When in reality, I went to at least 18th and down to 22nd just to make sure I wasn't fucking wrong. Okay, so okay, that was replaced. The staircase was gone. 3 times when I was in San Francisco, there was a smokestack that was several stories tall that does not exist where I come from. Like 2 of the 3 times, the last 2 times, I could have been like, okay, you know what? There's some shit like that. There's 2 of them south of Market. That's okay, whatever, right? But the first time, this shit was in the Tenderloin. There's no such thing on the Tenderloin. I was walking not south of Market, north of Market, and like Tenderloin's over here, and this shit was like solidly in my way. It's like, what the fuck? Okay, like some kind of sniper towers to some shit like like right. That's right. Okay. My understanding is that every configuration of everything in a Stein dimension exists in some Stein dimension, like kind of like pixels XY on a monitor, like you have every possible color, right? But 3D, every possible like thing, metal material. Okay. Also, every possible sequence of every possible configuration exists in some Stein dimension, down to the smallest fraction of a nanosecond, right? So just like it's just like runs through every fucking possible shit, right? something like, how would you have fucking shit like, yeah, something, right? Yeah, fucking, it begs you like the fucking, science, like, oh yeah, science is what fucking really powers, what really is really made of. Oh, okay, because it's like really easy, like, here, whenever scientists are measuring this shit, make shit fucking conform to this pattern until they fucking do this many times until like, okay, we've conclusively fucking proven this bullshit. And notice by, all these scientific theories and shit, there's no set number fucking on any of these things. Like, how many times do you measure before it becomes like an actual law of physics? It's always just like, okay, no, that's good enough. That we good consensus, right? And then so fucking now that fucking they believe it's a law of physics, fucking you go back to fucking changing that bullshit around to fucking the way it really is and shit. Yeah, and then just throw fucking dinosaur bones just out there, and then scientists will fucking have proven that dinosaurs existed, even though fucking there's no fucking dinosaurs and shit. Fucking there's dinosaur bones, so that means the dinosaurs must have existed, right? Fucking there's a fucking rates of radiocarbon decay or some shit, supposedly linear graphic and shit. So that supposedly proves that back then shit was fucking a certain way. Assuming that the shit was fucking linear or goes to a pattern, even though it's already been proven that the laws of physics change over time, right? And there's no fucking people back in recorded history to verify that shit. Even if they were, they could have been lying, right? Anyways. The size and time perception of Stein dimensions can be modified. Like you like, okay, like this one dimension, like us. There's too much shit, like E equals mc squared. Um, Einstein, right? Energy equals mass times the velocity of light. So you take all us right here, shrink us down hella small. So it's like, and from our perspective, we look exactly the same, right? Because let's just say the whole fucking universe is constantly expanding, like fucking twice the size every second. How would we know though? Because of fucking like shit would be like twice as big, but we'd be twice as big, and everything would be like the ruler would be twice as big too. Okay, so if you were small, really small, okay, then where's all the extra energy go? Because all the mass is dissipated. That could be transferred to making that fucking shit faster. So like fucking smaller dimension could be like 1 second could be like millions of years and shit. Perfect torture mechanism, right? For people that are time dilating. Instead of a temporary fucking burn, relying on one part of the body for like a second, a few seconds, you're fucking, all consuming fire, and that's fucking, for like Googleplex millennia. Stein homunculi. Years ago, I theorized that when you die, you turn into a microscopic human being in your brain. All right. I don't know if anyone's ever thought about that. It just seems to me to make perfect sense. I've proven that, like, just based on thinking about it. I don't know. Do you guys follow me on that? Huh? Not really. Well, dude, okay. First of all, like, I start with the assumption that we're all eternal beings, right? Fucking, or like we die and boom, that's it. Fucking, our whole existence, fucking infinite and fucking complex as it is, just that's the end. Fucking Porky Pig, or that's all, folks, right? We're infinite, right? So, like, when we die, we gotta have some kind of fucking material, physical manifestation that continues. It can't be fucking the same size as our body because our body fucking looks bad, now it smells bad, it's all fucking decayed, all fucked up. It can't be bigger than our bodies because we all be crushed together. It's gotta be smaller. And it's gotta be in our brain because you could cut off like someone's arms and legs and they'd be still alive. You could cut off their, you could have just a head severed. You could just have just the brain kept alive. So our soul's gotta be in our brain, right? Specific part of the brain. Okay, so anyways, every time you die, you turn into a smaller human being in your brain, or you're an even smaller human being in your smaller brain. My understanding is that every living being turns into a smaller version of itself in itself. So every living being that dies and become microscopic, except microscopic organisms, are systematically removed using advanced technologies by the devil. My understanding is just put in the sun, and then all the stars in the universe and all the other infinite dimensions, and then hitting all the fucking electrons of every fucking thing, which are basically the same as stars if you're that small. Our science, which rules everything, has the most fucking accurate microscope that shoots electrons and shit and fucking makes a generative image, which actually doesn't fucking show shit. It actually destroys shit so that you could never see it, because if you're small, it hits you like a big fucking sun and makes you more smaller.